Good afternoon, students. I welcome you all for the class. Today we are going to start fourth unit. Fine. So in the last unit, that is third unit, which is 8085 architecture, right? So in this last unit, what we have completed, like we have seen regarding the introduction to microprocessors and what is a microcontroller we have seen, and we have also seen the processor architecture of 8085 and the operation of 8085 we have seen, and what are the internal operations we are having, and what are the resistors that are going to present in this 8085. And we have also seen the addressing modes and instruction set, and some of the programs related to 8085 microprocessor. So this all the things we have seen in the third unit, and today we will be going to start the new unit, that is the fourth unit. So in this fourth unit we are going to have, or else we are going to cover the basic introductions of stacks and subroutines, like how we are going to make use of these stacks and subroutines in 8085. And we are going to see the basic interfacing concepts, and what are the interfacing, what do you mean by an interfacing, and what are the concepts that are going to relate to interfacing, so that we'll be going to see. And we are going to see different microprocessors, like as you all know, 8085 is one of the microprocessor and 8086 is another microprocessor. Up to your knowledge, there are many other microprocessors, like which are going to be used for different purposes. So suppose if you are going to take 8259A microprocessor, so that 8259A microprocessor is going to be used for programmable interrupt controller. So that 8259 stands for, that microprocessor we call it as programmable interrupt controller. And we have also DMA controller. So DMA controller is Intel 8257, and some many of their 8255, 8251, 8253, 8254. So many, all these microprocessors we are going to study in the unit 4 and unit 5. So in the total, this unit 4 and unit 5 covers different microprocessors, their architecture, their working, their usage. So all the things we are going to cover in this fourth unit and the fifth unit. So today we'll be going to start with the fourth unit. So in this fourth unit, the first and the foremost topic you are going to have is stacks and subroutines. And today we are going to discuss regarding the stacks. So as you are well aware of stacks, so let me give you a brief introduction regarding the stacks and what are the operations that are going to be used in the stack. So all the things we'll be going to cover in this today's video. Fine. So when we are going to talk regarding a stack means, what do you mean by a stack? First thing is a stack. So what we call a stack is, it is a data structure. Fine. A stack is a data structure in which the elements are going to be inserted. What we call this stack is a data structure. Fine. This stack is a data structure. So what we are going to do in the stack? In this stack, we are going to insert the elements as well as we can delete the elements. Fine. So these are the two things that are going to be done on the stack. So here we are going to say, when we are going to say, or when we are going to specify a stack in the sense, so this suppose this is a stack, we call this, it is a stack. Fine. So here we are, what are the two operations I have done? So inserting the elements, and next one is deleting the elements, right? So here we'll be going to have only one opening in the stack. So here, this is one opening in the stack. We have to insert the elements into the stack, and we have to delete the elements into the stack. So inserting and deleting are only possible when we are going to talk regarding the stack. Fine. So this is the stack. So here, this is the opening edge. We have to insert the elements over here, and we have to delete the elements from here. So this we call it as a stack. Fine. So A stack is a memory area identified by the programmer for temporary storage of information. And the main thing what we have to note it over here is the information, whatever the information that we are going to store, it is of temporary purpose. We can't store the data on permanent basis, fine. So that is regarding the, that is the main point we have to stress it in a stack. So here it is a container. We say that it is a container. We call it as a container. So that follows the insertion and the deletion rule. Only these two rules are going to be followed in the stack. And it follows the principle of LIFO structure. LIFO structure in the sense last in first out structure. So last in first out structure. Why? Because why we are going to tell it in the sense, suppose this is the stack. So here there are these are the locations. So me having two elements, the first one is 64 and the second one is 36. So first I have inserted 36 and then I have inserted 64. So here what I am telling is last in first out. So last which I have inserted, 64 I have inserted. So if I want to delete in the sense, first I have to delete 64 and then I have to delete 36. So that is the concept of last in first out. So here uh, in this last in first out, insertion and deletion takes place from one side known as the top of the stack. Here we can find the top of the stack. So this is the top of the stack. Here only we will be going to insert or delete the elements. So in stack we can insert the elements of a similar data type. That is, the different types of elements cannot be inserted in the same stack. So the two operations that are going to be performed in last in first out, that is push and pop instructions. We also call it as insert and delete instructions. So here the insert option we call it as a insert, we call it as a push, and delete we call it as a pop. So this is the terminology we are going to use in the stack. So here inserting the elements and deleting the elements. So inserting is nothing but pushing the elements, deleting is nothing but popping the elements. Fine. These are the two operations that are going to be done on the stack. Fine. And next, here one of the main thing you have to know is, like when we are going to talk regarding this 8085 microprocessor, here the size of a stack is going to be defined as 4f's. Fine, this is the last. Furthermore, we can't exceed, we can't have the enough space. So the last space that is available is 4fh, that is the last space available. So this sets the stack pointer to the location to the 4fh. This is the end of the memory of 8085 microprocessor. So in 8085 microprocessor, this 4f's is the end of the memory location. So when we are going to insert the element on the stack, so inserting the elements means like we are going to, as I have said you, we are going to insert from here. So if we are going to insert the elements, at which memory location it is going to be inserted? So when we are going to insert any element, we have to decrement the stack pointer. So here we have to know regarding the stack pointer. So what do you mean by a stack pointer? The stack pointer is one which is going to point the top of the stack. Fine. It always points out the top of the stack. Fine. Point to top of stack. So that is the stack pointer. So now the stack pointer is going to be here. Why? Because no elements are there. It is going to show the that only. So when we are going to insert any element, so what we have to do? We have to decrement the stack pointer. Fine. Remember it carefully. When we want to insert any element, we have to decrement the stack pointer. At present, the stack pointer is here, right? So Uh, so now the stack pointer where I am going to place is the stack pointer is here at present at the FFF. Now I have to insert one element, that is 6 number I have to insert. Where it will be going to insert? So what the thing you have to do is, suppose if you want to insert any element, what we have to do is we have to decrement the stack pointer. Now the stack pointer is 4f. Now, if you are going to decrement, the stack pointer will be f f f e. Fine. If you want to decrement by 2, the stack pointer will be f f f d. If you want to decrement, the stack pointer will be f f f c. So that is the thing. So if we want to insert any element, what you have to do is you have to decrease the stack pointer by 1. Now the stack pointer is pointing to 4f. Decrementing in the sense, now the stack pointer is pointing here, that is FFFE. Now I'll be going to insert the element 6 here. Again I have to insert the element 9. Again I have to decrement the stack pointer. Now the stack pointer will be pointing to here. Decrement means by 1, minus 1. FFE minus 1, FFD. Now I'll be going to insert the 9th element like this. So this is the logic behind the inserting or pushing of elements onto the stack. So here the stack grows backwards in the memory. Backwards in the sense, initially, normally we'll be going to have the forward thing. When we are going to talk regarding the stack, it is going to grow backwards. So at the end of the memory, we have to have the maximum. From that we have to decrement one by one in order to insert the elements onto the stack. So here the size of the stack is limited only by the available memory. That memory we can't exceed. Here in this 8085 microprocessor, the size of the stack is 4H, hexadecimal. H in the sense hexadecimal. So this is the how we are going to have the stack pointer, everything. Here, saving information onto the stack. How we are going to save the information? So here, the information is going to save on the stack by making use or by pushing the elements onto the stack. So it is retrieved from the stack by popping it off. Pushing in the sense, as I have said you, pushing is nothing but inserting the elements, and popping is nothing but deleting the elements. Fine, pushing and popping. Thus 8085 provides two instructions, push and pop, for storing information on the stack and retrieving it back. So these push and pop works with the register pairs only. So what are the register pairs present in 8085? B, C, D, E, H, L are the register pairs that are going to present in the stack in 8085 microprocessor. Fine. And next one is pushing of instructions. So pushing of instruction in the sense we are going to insert the data onto the stack. Here, as I have said you, so here you can see, right, F, 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 E, D, C. So these are the memory locations. Fine. These are the memory locations. These are the addresses, memory addresses. So here initially the stack pointer is pointing to here. Initially the stack pointer will point here. Now I have to BC pair is there. So as I have said you, in 8085 we are having BC, DE and HL pairs. These are the three register pairs we are having in 8085 microprocessor, right? So we call it as a register pair. When we are going to talk with the pair is nothing but 16 bit of data. So hexadecimal data. So when we are going to talk individual, so B register, C register, D register, E register, H register, L register, along with this accumulator. So B individually can have 8 bit of data. When it comes to BC, it is a pair which is going to accommodate 16 bit of data. So that is the difference between individual pair and the BC pair, register pair. So here in this BC pair, B is going to have the data of 12 and C is having the information of 13. Right? Here I have represented very clearly, make sure of it. Right? So B is having the data of 12 and C is having the data of the F3. So this I have to push it onto the stack. This is the stack. So in 8085, the maximum memory location is 4Fs. So the first point when we are going to insert any element, so first what we have to do, we have to decrement the stack pointer. So here what I have done, stack pointer is initially 4Fs. Now we are going to decrement by 1, minus 1 in the sense the stack pointer will be pointing. Now the B higher order, B is higher order, C is lower order, HL, HL. So now B data, the 12 is placed onto the FFFE. Now again F3 I want to insert. So F3 I want to insert in the sense again stack pointer minus 1. So stack pointer minus 1 in the sense FFFE minus 1, which results to FFFD. So in this FFD, I will going to insert the next data. So here, this is the stack pointer. Now the stack pointer is pointing the top of the stack. As the elements are here, so that is going to point to the top of the stack. This is how we are going to push the elements onto the stack. And next one is popping of elements. Popping of elements in the sense, so pushing in the sense what we have done, push in the sense we are going to decrement by 1. Decrement by 1. When we are going to pop the elements, we have to increment by 1. Pop in the sense deleting of elements, fine. So initially you see here, initially the stack pointer is going to be here. When we want to pop this D and T, so what we have to do, we have to increment. So increment in the sense we will be going to first what the contents of the memory location pointed by the SP to A register. So this SP is nothing but stack pointer. So first this F3 data will be going to the lower byte and then we are going to increment in the sense now the stack pointer will be pointing here and then this data, the 12 data is going to be stored in the higher byte, that is D. So this is how we are going to pop the instructions, pushing and popping. So make sure of it, when we are going to push the data, what you have to do is you have to decrement the stack pointer. When we are going to pop the data, you have to increment the stack pointer. This is the major point you have to remember and you have to keep it in mind, right? And next, operations on the stack. So here during pushing, the stack operates in a decrement style. As I have said you, we have to decrement first and then the information is going to be placed on the stack. First what we have to do, we have to decrement and then the information is placed on the stack. So when we are going to make use of this popping, what the information popping is nothing but information is going to be retrieved. So what you have to do, you have to increment the stack pointer, then the stack pointer is going to be incremented. What the stack pointer means, the stack pointer is one which is always pointing to the top of the stack. So as I have said you, the stack pointer which points to the top of the stack, this is the definition of a stack pointer. So these are the two operations that are going to be done on the stack pointer. And we are going to talk regarding the LIFO. LIFO in the sense, as I have said you, last in first out. Last in first out, as you are very well known. So here the order of push and pops must be opposite of each other. So pushing in the sense like we are going to insert. So first we will be going to push the higher order, or else first we are going to push B and then D. First B is going to be pushed and then D is going to be pushed. So when we are going to popping, first D is going to be popped and then B is going to be popped. So this is the order we have to follow. If you are going to exchange that order, you will be going to have the exchange of contents of BC and DE pairs. So that's the reason you have to keep in mind that when you are pushing, the order should be reversed when we are going to pop. So that is the condition of a last in first out. So here we are going to have the PSW resistor. So what do you mean by this PSW resistor? So PSW is nothing but program status word. Fine. So PSW is nothing but program status word. So here this 8085 has an additional resistor pair called the PSW. So what is this pair is nothing but, so previously BC, DE, HL pairs, right? So these are the three pairs we are having in 8085 microprocessor. So when we are going to talk regarding the PSW, program status word, we are going to add this accumulator with the resistor pair. So the resistor pair is made up of accumulator and the flag resistors. So this accumulator plus flag resistors, we combinedly call it as a program status word. So in this program status word, it is possible to push the PSW onto the stack. We can do whatever the operations that are going to be needed, and then we can pop it off from the stack. So here the result is that the contents of the accumulator and the status of the flags are returned to what they are before to the operation that were executed. So that is the main operation, main reason or main idea of this program status word. So normally we are going to make use of resistor pairs BC, DE and HL. So what is this program status word and why we have included in the sense, like when we are going to talk regarding this program status word, we'll be going to include the accumulator plus the flag resistors. So these accumulator and flag resistors are going to be make a pair, and normally we have to push, do whatever the operation, and then we have to pop off the things. So here see the contents. So when we are going to talk regarding this program status word, what I have said you, it is a combination of accumulator plus flags. So here A indicates the accumulator and this F is the flag is the this one. So accumulator consisting of data 12 and flag is going to have 80. So what we have to do, first we have to push the contents of the accumulator. Pushing in the sense automatically decrement by 1, and then saving the contents of the accumulator, and again decrementing by 1, saving the contents of the flag register. So this is the push program status word. Popping in the sense we have to increment the stack pointer and take out that flag register, and again we have to increment the stack pointer, take out that accumulator contents. Same thing. So the same operations are going to be performed for PSW as well as the resistor pins. But what the difference we'll be going to find over there is, when we are going to do with the program status word, this program status word PSW is a combination of accumulator and the flag register. Right? So that combination we call it as a program status word. So this is how we are going to make use of our stacks. Right? So this is the basic introduction that is going to be done in the stack registers. Right? So a stack is a linear data structure. So in this linear data structure, we are going to have two operations, insertion and deletion. So what do you mean by an insertion? Insertion is nothing but pushing. Deleting is nothing but popping of the elements. So these are the two elements that are going to be present in the stack. Right? Hope you understood the class, and in the next class we'll be going to discuss regarding the subroutines. So now we have discussed regarding the stacks, and in the next class we'll be going to discuss regarding the subroutines. Fine.